Peace, Ken. So I want to address two statements that constantly come up, or that I hear from Black people and have heard quite often very recently. Number one is, that's the white man's book, in reference to the dictionaries that we use when we give these legal definitions, right? Or these etymological definitions. So if you have a birth certificate and you have a social security number, like honestly, it's even just those two documents, the birth certificate and the social security number, you're already in their system and you're already defined by their terms. Okay? You're not getting around that. The only people who are not defined by their terms are the people who are outside of their system. So if your ass ain't off grid, or you're just simply not doing business with them, you're in their system. You're already here doing business with them. Birth certificate, social security number, you're not arguing about that. Okay? So when you check off that you are Black African American, that Black status is linked to your social security number. And that social security number is linked to your birth certificate. Black is not an ethnicity. They are linking a status to you. When they do this, that Black status alludes to a slave class of people. Okay? How do you know this? You go to their definition to find out what they mean when they have Black African American on their forms, of which you fill out. Like, this ain't about emotions and opinion, B. This is business. And there are no emotions and opinions in business. Pure facts and logic. Okay? The second thing is, people be saying, what's the other thing? Oh, changing your status is not going to make them have an epiphany and a change of heart towards you. It's not about them having an epiphany and a change of heart towards you. It's about you knowing how to put them in their place when they get out of pocket. You can't change nobody else but yourself, right? So if you're identifying as a slave, if you voluntarily identify as a slave, how do you expect to be treated? And remember, this is not emotion and opinion. This is facts and logic. This is how they're operating. If you are identifying, you're telling them that you are their slave. How do you expect to be treated? If you know law and you know how to apply law, if you comprehend that these are statuses and not ethnicities, and you comprehend that choosing the correct status is what puts you in a better position, there's no argument. There's no argument. So why are you choosing the status of a slave and then expecting to get justice? No, it don't work like that. And more to the point, for those of you who are saying that your ancestors come from Africa, you're still not Black. Again, Black is a status. White is a status. Your status as an African descendant is white, not Black. This has nothing to do with skin color, has nothing to do with your ethnicity, has nothing to do with your tribal background. This is your status in a commercial system of which you participate via your birth certificate and your social security number. Information that you put on every single document that you fill out and hand to these administrators. And back around to the dictionary definition, that's the white man book. You're using their forms. Don't you think it is important to know what these words on these forms that you fill out mean? Come on, people. When you get a job, you fill out a W-4, don't you? Ain't that the white man paperwork? Don't you think it's important to know what these words on the white man paperwork mean? When you fill out a loan at a bank, for a mortgage, for a car, for a business, whatever you want to do, Ain't that the white man paperwork though? That's still corporate paperwork that's getting handed into the United States corporation. Don't you think it's important to understand what these words mean? This is not English that they are speaking to you. It is legalese. And if you don't know legalese, then you will always be in error. This is like me going to France, not knowing a lick of French, but then still trying to do business and form relationships with people around there. I might be able to get away with it for a little bit of time, but at some point, I'm going to need to learn French if I really want to be able to interact with the community. Yes? You can't conduct your business affairs and your legal affairs here in this corporation if you do not understand legalese. You can't understand legalese if you don't know the definitions of these words. You can't know the definitions of these words if you're not reading the white man book. Like, come on. Logic and fact, not emotion and opinion.